Bristol Community College, Mathematics with Dan Avedikian, Math 011, Arithmetic, Section 4.10, Problem 20. This is Section 4.10, Problem 20. It says, General Gary Gunshooter informs his troops that bullets from his gun travel at 1,500 feet per second. What would that be in miles per hour? So in terms of people who know anything about guns, that's probably pretty realistic. And that's always like a curiosity. What is that in miles per hour? Is that like faster than the speed of sound or whatever? So let's see how you would figure something like that out. So you're going to start off with the given information, 1,500, and that is in feet per second. So the way I like to do this is do 1,500 feet, put a denominator, 1 second. So in 1,500 feet are covered in 1 second of time. That's very fast. So I want the top to turn into miles, and I want the denominator to turn into hours. So, and you can do that in a variety of orders. You're going to multiply fractions, so you could convert the top to miles first, then deal with the bottom, make it hours. You can convert the bottom into hours first, then convert the top into miles. Either way, you're going to get the same answer. So we know from problem number 10 in the homework that 5,280 feet are equal to 1 mile. Let's start with that. So now, what goes in the denominator? Well, I want feet to cancel, so the part with the feet go in the denominator. 5,280 feet. Again, an abbreviation, that's okay. And that is equivalent to 1 mile. What's in the top and the bottom and the fractions that you multiply have to be equal to each other. 1 mile and 5,280 feet are equal. So I'm really multiplying times 1. So now what's going to happen is the feet will cancel, and the numerator is miles, but I'm in miles per second. I want miles per hour. So the top being miles is good, but I want the bottom to be hours, not seconds, because we think of miles per hour like when we drive. Well, I know there's 60 seconds in a minute. That didn't come up in a previous problem, but that's kind of like given knowledge that there's 60 seconds in a minute. So now, what goes in the numerator, what goes in the denominator? Well, I want the seconds to cancel, and it's already in the denominator. So I'll put 60 seconds, 1 minute. And again, I abbreviate a little bit. So now, seconds will cancel. I'll be in miles per minute. After I cancel the feet, miles per minute. But I want miles per hour. So at this point, the seconds have canceled. I know there's 60 minutes in an hour. So again, what goes in the numerator, what goes in the denominator? I want minutes to cancel, and I want hours to be what shows up. So minutes are already in the denominator. I want them in the numerator. 60 minutes is the same as 1 hour. So now, this is the series of fractions that I have to multiply. So right off the bat, the feet will cancel and put me into miles, but it's in miles per second. So I can turn the seconds into minutes, and then the minutes into hours, and my answer will be in miles per hour, which is what I'm looking for. So what's going on in terms of the math? In the numerator, I'll have 1,500 times 1 times 60 times 60 again. In the denominator, I'll have 1 times 5,280 times 1 times 1 again. The times 1 doesn't really matter that much. So the denominator I can do easily without a calculator is 5,280. The top is a little tougher. You grab a calculator. So clear it. 1,500. I won't even bother to do times 1. I'll just do 1,500 times 60 times 60 again. I have 5,400,000 in the numerator. Like that. And again, the numerator will be in miles. The denominator will be in hours after the appropriate measurements cancel. So what I'll have to do is do this division. 5,400,000, the number from the numerator, divided by 5,280. Again, not something I want to do without a calculator. The 5,400,000 is still on the screen now, so I'll just leave it on the screen. Do divide by 5280, enter. And the calculator tells me it's 1022.72727272 to the end of the screen. So typically the notation you want to use for that is you just put the part that repeats and put a bar over it. That indicates that it repeats forever. But bottom line, what are my units of measure? They're in miles per hour. That's over 1,000 miles an hour. That's fast.